Hello, everyone. Oh, God, the chair creaked. Sorry. Let's
all right,
let's do that again. Let's cancel the podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 90th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. Here we're talking about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me, as always, is my friend, co-host, and allergic man.
God, the terrible superhero.
Allergic
Here
man.
comes Allergic Man.
You would not be very helpful in any situation. Freddy has bloodshot eyes, and
Hay fever's got the better of me,
yeah.
and I'll be leaving now to visit the hospital.
I did think he'd been beaten up when he came here,
which is
also
true.
Yeah,
but just
the
not
allergies
not in the face.
Yeah, don't make him look like
people who do it
anything.
know the moneymaker needs to stay fresh.
So yeah, we're back with a little in-person potteroo.
God, it feels good. It's just so much better, honestly.
Yeah, no, to be
Well,
honest, well, you shouldn't really say that because literally, like,
Smell wise.
the rest of the podcast for like the next several years will presumably be via, God, the internet. What a nightmare.
What a terrible thing. So enjoy it while it lasts, guys.
Yeah. Oh God, it's so hot in this room too. We should move.
That's Greenland. Here we go.
So yeah, we are doing a bunch of pre-recorded potteroos for the foreseeable future because we will not be able to record together for a while. So we're doing a few here, and then hopefully we can still keep them coming week to week with those virtual recordings.
Oh yes.
But we want to get a few in-person ones, just in the bank. You
also,
know?
just I can look you deep in the eyes and.
Well, that went without saying.
Well, that's just what this pod's all about.
That's literally what we've done since day one. I mean, we did used to sit. I mean, I shouldn't make fun of our.
Sit across from each other.
Yeah, I shouldn't make fun of our seating arrangements though, because it's genuinely probably worse now.
No, yeah,
like
it's gotten
audio-wise, we're lazy bastards just crowding around one mic. But anyway, today we're gonna be talking about the most disappointing sequels in film.
Ooh.
In books.
In other podcasts.
Yeah.
And these are not franchise movies, but direct sequels.
Yeah, so these are not like, so you can't just say like Captain Marvel, for example, because it's like technically a sequel to the MCU
I think we
films.
should talk about Captain Marvel only.
Okay,
actually.
fine. Okay, as you can see, I have 80 films listed as all Captain Marvel. It also is just young Jackson. God.
God
Is there
damn.
such a thing? To be fair, he's always looked like, you know,
He's always looked kind of old.
No.
He's always been kind of decrepit. In fairness, am I wrong?
He looks very young Jackson these days, don't you think?
Well, that's CGI and Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, damn, Jackson looks amazing.
God, he's been going to the gym, I bet.
But so for example, my first one I've written here, Age of Ultron, is a direct sequel to Avengers.
A loophole
Yes.
in your own system.
Yeah.
You found.
My first one.
It can't be one of the Marvel ones, but here's the first one, which is in fact a Marvel
They're
one.
all Marvel ones. So yeah, that's my idea, and you can also come up with some along the way.
All right,
I should have warned you about this, but again, it's kind of
It's the part of the plan. It's the charm.
part of the pod, yeah. So, Age of Ultron, first of all.
I would say I wouldn't categorize that under most disappointing sequels.
Well, I would.
All right.
You're wrong and dumb and ugly. No, I mean, here's the thing. This is not, to be very clear, yeah. Also, the time goes down below. That's all I want to be very clear about.
By the way, just so you know, don't fret. You can see the description.
These are most disappointing sequels. So that does not mean these are the worst sequels. It doesn't mean they're really bad movies. It means the hype to product ratio. You feel me?
Yeah.
Smart terms.
It's a
Podcasting.
product ratio. All right.
Yeah, so for example, Age of Ultron, also, by the way, this is kind of off the top of my head, so like, these also won't be the most.
So don't blame me.
So Age of Ultron, I was obviously extremely excited for when it came out, especially as a youngin', where, as opposed to now when I'm an old Jackson-esque man.
Sorry, young Jackson-esque man, you mean?
Pardon me, yeah. Whose favorite film was like the Avengers, and yeah, it just, like, looking at it now, it's a solid movie. It's pretty fun. It has Andy Serkis in it. It has like quite a lot of fun action. Just like, let's skip over that.
It's got Andy Serkis. That's it. It's the only not disappointing thing about this movie.
It's got some really fun scenes, especially when the team's interacting, like the Thor's hammer scene and the Iron. What's it called? The Iron Buster.
And just the Iron. The Iron Buster.
What's
What an awful name.
The Hulkbuster. I wasn't that far off.
Well,
but a lot of it is quite forgettable, and I think because I was so excited for it, it just kind of hit harder. But it hits a lot of the similar beats from the first film, but just not in as fun a way.
Yeah.
And so it kind of felt, especially at the time when I think I was 13, but like kind of felt like I was watching the first movie again, but just like not as fun. Yeah.
Take
and
that,
also,
Whedon.
I remember specifically as a 13-year-old being so pissed off that it did not have the original Avengers theme in it just properly, which the new films have fixed. They clearly listened to my 13-year-old hatred.
What the f*** is that about?
Because they get so close, like, most of the time it's like, and then it goes into like this new theme. Like,
It goes into a hard rock.
It just goes into complete dead silence.
Boom. Iron Man just collapses.
And so I was very annoyed about that. But yeah, in general, it's a pretty fun, whatever kind of movie. It's not like bottom tier MCU, but compared to the hype that I had for it, a disappointing one would say.
Okay. I'll accept that. Because I find it, alright, definitely not as good as the first one, but I wouldn't say it's super disappointing, but I accept your opinion.
I'll let you have this one.
1-0 to you, good sir. Next one. Kung Fu Panda 3, you right?
Yes. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of these, but
okay.
You can come up with your own as well, but if you see any here that you can relate to.
Oh. Well, I relate to the third one here, the Kung Fu Panda. Second one, I really enjoyed, though.
Well, here, yeah, I wrote 2 when it came out, because similarly to the Avengers, Kung Fu Panda was my favorite movie ever as a kid. And then I remember seeing the second one in Lungbu Bio. That's my first memory of going to Lungbu Bio.
God.
Seeing the second
and it was a disappointing experience.
Well, I mean, there was no way it could have been as good to
I honestly like this as much.
But like I was obsessed with the first film. Like there was no. It could have been the best film ever.
It was disconcerting.
Yeah, yeah. People
level.
were worried. I just run around dressed as Poe all day,
eating way too many dumplings.
But looking back on it, it's a great movie. It's very good. The second one.
Yeah.
The third one,
just kind of forgettable, isn't it?
And it's not. It leans much more into what I feel like people assumed Kung Fu Panda would be like when it first came out, like, and then because the first 2 Kung Fu Panda movies, I feel like have this very goofy kids movie premise, and they definitely lean into that in parts, but it also has this like beautiful animation and like amazing music and really like interesting, like good moral lessons and themes for kids. But the third one is kind of just what I feel like people assumed it would be. It's more like, I mean, there are a lot of fat jokes in the other ones, but it's more fat jokes. It's more like pandas are fat and they flop over and they, are silly.
I mean, not wrong.
No, they are very, but this one, because it's more kids movie-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons, good villain.
I would say he's the worst villain in the 3 movies.
I would agree with that, but he's still the Sims. It still has good, like...
He is Omni-Man?
Have you seen Invincible yet?
2 episodes.
My guy! We're gonna talk about that.
Scrap this whole pod.
But, like, it does have still, like, quite good, like very good animation, and I enjoy seeing Oogway again. Spoiler alert for this film.
But Oogway's not as ethereal as he usually is. Here he's just kind of like,
yeah, he's kind of
I'm a belt accessory now. Or wherever he gets put on. You know how he gets, like, petrified into an emerald?
He says all of this.
Yes, he's the
emerald. I was just like, what the
What are you saying, Oog?
But yeah, what is,
Oogway was a whale, would he be the Beluga whale?
Podcast has fallen so far. God. I was just a young lad asking you to do a podcast 4 years ago, and we come to the beluga whale.
The beluga whale. You know you like it.
I
Anyways,
someone Photoshop that, please.
The beluga whale.
Kian, get on that.
Kian, you know what you have to do.
Shuts down the fan page. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, the thing is, I wasn't like super hyped for this, like at the time, because the trailer also kind of, it's more of a Bryan Cranston for my panda dad, and then like it's kind of goofy, predictable kids movie stuff compared, which is such a relatable scenario. Goofy like kids movie scenarios that come from that, but it's not bad. It's definitely a step down from the other two.
No, yeah, I think there's some very emotional moments when it, like with the goose dad. It's not the first time I've said that. The goose dad, where he's like thinking he's gonna get replaced and something like that, but then realize he's got 2 dads.
But he also, I mean, I feel like that was it's not the same theme, but
That
was
was
kind of explored in the second one as well.
No,
and
but
I
like,
thought it was,
where he's like, I'm your son. Yeah, that was
really good.
I think that's one of the best moments
yeah.
in all of cinema. I'm your son. Ah!
It's so good.
That did make me tear up a little bit, I must admit.
Yeah.
Poe got me there.
And then 3 is just
He's just a wandering fool of a movie.
of a Poe.
Of a Poe.
Well, then we come to one we both can agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park 2 and 3, the worst movies ever made.
2 is definitely worse than 3. I like 3.
Yeah, we've been over this.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that you like it.
I hate you, your face.
And everything about you. I mean, yeah, I'm not super invested in this franchise, but
I kind of don't care. Kind of too cool for it.
I'm kind of a badass. I don't know if I've mentioned it. But it is definitely, like, in my opinion, a huge step down.
The first is definitely the best.
Yeah, from one of the most, like, iconic films ever to... It's not really a premise that I feel like lends itself to as many sequels as they've made with, like, the way they've done it, because the next one...
I think these two are better than the, like, newer sequels that have been made.
I disagree. I think I like Jurassic World. It's a silly blockbuster movie, but it's pretty fun.
It takes a lot of the magic out of it, doesn't it?
But I don't feel like there was any magic in, especially
There's so
3.
much magic.
In
There's
2,
so much magic in
2 there's a
3.
little bit of magic. But my point was...
There's T-Rex P in the third one.
That's pretty magical.
Alan.
God, now that's the opposite of magical. That's the most realistic thing I've ever seen. My point was that, like, the thing that they're doing in the next one, where dinosaurs go out into the real world, like, it kind of... I know some people might be upset because they're getting rid of the park aspect of it, but...
It is called Jurassic World, though.
Very true. The avid park fans. Just like a ranger or something.
A ranger sitting there crying.
God
damn it.
But I think, like, that is at least, like, a new thing, because the number of, like, either they're in the park, or the park's abandoned, or there's a new park, or the park's abandoned again. Like, they've kind of worn this out a bit, and I feel like it doesn't really lend itself to it. And the second and third, I feel like, suffer from that, because it feels like it's drawing it a bit thin, you know? I don't know, because the first one's such a brilliant premise, and this one's just kind of like,
I like the thing where it's like, oh god, there's another island.
Whoa. Is that 3?
And I think 2 and 3 happen on a different island.
You know, isn't 2, they go back to the original island. Yeah, it is.
Is it, are you sure?
Pretty, sure.
You are pretty.
Handsome.
One of these two is definitely on, like, a different island where they, like, made experiments with the dinosaurs, or like they experimented on the different types, and then they got put
I think that's
into...
3, but I don't remember much about it. You're the resident Jurassic Park 3 fanboy.
And let me tell you, a great movie. Oh my god, we're in a bird cage.
Fucking random thing. This is up there with the cans empty. It's just a line no one has ever quoted ever. Oh my god, we're in a bird cage. Like,
what? That's a very iconic scene.
Nothing about that movie is
iconic. As Dr. Grant looks up, Dr. Allen looks up and sees, oh my god, we're in a bird cage.
Just ASMR with Dr. Grant.
God, now that is a sequel I would watch.
Cage. I love bird cages. Bird cages are f***ing dope. Alan. Billy, why do you have a parachute? What the f***? What is that? I feel like you're just saying random things. Just random, like, hallucinations you're having. Billy, why do you have a parachute? Then, let's just scroll through this a little bit. I mean, okay, what I immediately thought of with disappointing sequels, Kingsman 2, which is, like, my kind of biggest fear in life, seeing this film again. Because, again, yeah, it's...
That was really the pinnacle of disappointment.
Yeah, the whole point of this topic is the first film sets you up with so many high expectations, and then the second film just dashes them. And this was, Kingsman 1, one of my favorite films. So fun, so enjoyable. I've seen it a million times.
Kingsman 2, genuinely just not a very good movie.
Like, the things that I can think of that I like about it mostly are because I like the first film. Like, I was like... I enjoyed seeing the characters again. I enjoy seeing Muggsy there.
Of course.
And, like, even seeing Harry, like, despite how weird the story with him. Merlin and all that, like, those... I just kind of, like, liked seeing the characters again. But and there's one thing that I liked, which was the action scene where...
Can's empty.
where Pedro is like flipping guns and stuff. That's a great scene.
That is pretty good.
Great score.
Did you like the final fight with Pedro versus
Not particularly.
the boys?
It's a bit strangely shot. I get what they were going for with like the camera spinning around on it, but it was just like it felt very choreographed.
You did throw up.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, we were in Supreme when we saw it. Also, yeah, we saw it with all our friends,
which also made it way worse.
I hate all of them. Which, you know, I mean, it wasn't my idea, but also I feel like I really bigged it up before we went in, and then I looked like quite the fool afterwards.
This is going to be the best movie, most anticipated of the year.
It genuinely was my most anticipated.
Believe me, I know.
I watched your video on the way here. And just the story was so... I mean, the movie also... And it's kind of weird for me to say this as a huge fan of the first one, but it felt so self-serving of, like, they kept referencing the first film. It's like, I get all these references, but I don't think anyone else will, because, like...
Hopefully people have seen the first one.
No, but, like, so specific, like, there are, like, probably 20, like, lines of dialogue that are just, like, a reference to a really small moment. I was kind of like, I'm probably the only one who will get these, and I'm not
Governor
even...
Merlin!
Well, he does, I mean, he references, he's like, Merlin, wasn't that fucking spectacular?
Billy, why do you have a parachute?
What the f***? Is that from the movie?
Billy has a parachute in the movie.
Okay, I figured I asked. And then Julianne Moore is a thoroughly underwhelming villain. Yeah. And then the robot dogs, Elton John, one of the worst.
That was so bad.
I love Elton John, but
I listened to so much Elton John.
It was so, again, it felt like just like a weird inside joke that some writer had, and like everyone else was just like...
You lost a bet with Elton? Yeah. Elton had to be in the movie for like at least... What was it, like 10 scenes he had?
Elton lost the bet? Yeah, and just... I mean, it has some good action in there. It's not without its merits, but it was so much... I don't want to say weirder than the first one, because the first one is like plenty weird, but like...
Weird in a way that didn't work.
Yeah, the first one had more structure, I feel like. It was more grounded in this story of like Eggsy's arc from going from like a British lad to
an American lad
to Harry Hart. But yeah, not just a disappointing film. We have a whole podcast talking about it, so go check it out.
Go check it out. I'll add one here,
please.
Unless I don't know if you've added it, but Pirates 5, Pirates of the Caribbean, Jonathan Depperton 5.
Not on mine because I had no anticipation for it going in.
Genuinely, one of the worst films I've ever seen.
It's so good. He just looked at me so sharply.
You bastard.
I saw her ankles.
I saw ankles. Shut up, thwaites. Like, it did give us thwaits in fairness. But
Dude,
what else did it give us?
It gave us so much memeable material.
What?
Thwaites.
Apart from thwaites.
That is a blanket that
is plenty.
A universe worth of meme.
That is plenty meme, you're right.
We've made a whole podcast based around it.
Best thwaites films.
Well, I mean, no spoilers, but that may or may not be coming in a future thing. But
no, you didn't know this.
I didn't say anything though.
Turn away and just walk away, Billy.
Don't tell anyone. Run, Billy. Yeah.
Genuinely, it took, because the main part of it is the Jack Sparrow charm just not there. I'm sorry, Depp, but he really phoned it in on this one. And it was a difficult time for him. I get it. But now you made it a difficult time for me. So what's up with that? Rather have one man have all the pain than a bunch of people have all the pain, you know?
What a movie critic thing to say. I know you're going through like a horrible tragedy this time, but watching this movie was a horrible tragedy for me.
Like, the fourth one is certainly not as good, right? As the first three, because the first three are just cinematic masterpieces. But he's still got the Jack Sparrow charm in the fourth one, and in this one,
the reason I like this one more than the fourth, and I think you can probably
annoy you.
You can probably make like a 2-hour compilation of us debating this topic, but I think the fifth one at least has stuff happening.
So does the other one.
No, I mean, like, technically, literally speaking, it does. Like, things happen. It's not just a black screen, but it's so mind-numbingly dull compared to this one, where at least you remember. I remember what happened.
I remember literally nothing.
Barbosa's a dad.
Okay.
She's a witch, but she's not a witch.
These are not main plot points.
She's a horologist. Big meme.
Very funny thwaites.
Thwaites definitely added that in there. There are ghost sharks.
Also, like, he betrays and it doesn't even make sense.
It's great.
It literally makes no sense, because they like just go back on other plot points that have been made in the previous movies, like the compass that he receives from Calypso. She's like, was the compass I gave you not good enough? He's like, oh, it's great. And then in this one, he receives it from a sailor. What's up with it?
I do not deny it's a bad film. I'm just saying.
You're denying it.
Okay,
and it's making me angry.
It's a great film. It has Orlando in it. Come on now.
The first 3 have Orlando in it.
Yeah, but the fourth one doesn't.
That is
checkmate. Next film. Nah, yeah, fair enough. I'll let you have that if I have to.
Yeah, please. You do have to.
Then also, this is like top 3 most disappointing sequels. Maybe most disappointing films. Like
maybe disappointing world events.
Maybe worst thing that happened in my entire life. I don't know. It's up there. No, just because like I kind of knew it was gonna be bad, but I was hoping so badly, and it was genuinely one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. Independence Day 2. Because Independence Day, I know, is very silly and dumb.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
It's great, though. It's fucking awesome.
It's got Willithan Smithison.
Willithan Smithison, who says, "Welcome to Earth."
Oh, yeah, welcome to Earth.
And then the greatest movie speech of all time.
Oh, from the president.
When the president is like, "Today we celebrate our Independence Day." It's like, let's fucking go.
let's do it.
And no, it's a very fun 90s cheesy action movie. And the sequel, it was so
bad.
I don't like to be mean on this podcast, but this was such horse shit. No, okay, that's way too mean. But I'm also, the worst thing is I saw it with my dad, and he was like, "That was pretty good." I was like,
"He's no longer my dad."
So I put him up for
adoption.
No
one's seen him since.
No, it was very, like, boring, and like the first one is silly and stupid in the plot, but this one was so silly and stupid. It was like it was
that it just got silly and stupid.
It was so unfunny too. I can't remember the character's name, but this character from the first film comes back. He's like a crazy scientist. To be honest, obviously I've not seen this film since it came out, so I don't remember a lot. But I remember he was just like, he gives some of the worst lines in movie history. At the end, they try to set up the sequel, and it's the cringiest thing. They're like, "Let's go kick some alien ass," and it's like,
you're like, no, thank you.
No, I will not.
Well, so is Will Smith dead?
Yeah, and Will Smith's son has the least charisma of any character ever. The actor's actually good. It's the guy from The Boys. What's his name? The Flash like ripoff.
Mother's Milk.
A-Train. It's him.
Oh, it's
so
A-Train.
he's a good actor, but in this he's like a charisma black hole. And it has this giant alien at the end. The effects are terrible. The CGI, the green screen is awful.
And is Hemsworth in this?
Yes. I didn't even remember. The middle Hemsworth. The second best.
The Memsworth.
So, look, I'm sorry. I don't like to be a very mean movie critic, man. Sorry, Independence Day 2, but I was not a fan. in case I hadn't made myself clear. God, such an ass lick. Yeah, it was fucking trash.
It was honestly
not for me. Well, go ahead.
Well, I can't really think of another one right now. We'll talk about one that's here. Pitch Perfect 3. Well, 2 is also not very good, but it's
not as bad.
It's certainly better than 3.
It has its moments. Like it's a bit like Kung Fu Panda. Like the first one iconic, second one not as good, still has its moments.
I'd say the second one as good.
Kung Fu Panda 2 is infinitely better than Pitch Perfect 2 though, so I'm sorry for making that comparison.
Yeah.
But Pitch Perfect 3
I forgive you.
And Pitch Perfect 3 is actually way worse than Kung Fu. Forgot I said Kung Fu Panda.
All right, let's take Kung Fu Panda out and put in Independence Day. But
it's better than
Independence Day.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It is awful.
Sorry, yeah, again, I hate to be a dick. I mean,
and Fat Amy's dad is like an evil millionaire now.
Well,
like,
we'll get to that.
It's just gone so off the rails.
No,
this is the Vin Diesel Fast and Furious of I guess Pitch Perfect. It starts off being kind of grounded, fun thing, and then suddenly they're literally like running away from a millionaire who's trying to kill them on his yacht.
They tried to. I think the first one was like sounds kind of weird, but like a real movie. You know what I mean? Like they had like an idea for a film, and they like made it, and it's a real thing. The second one, you can see elements of Sandler creeping in, because there's this part where they go to this camp, and it was clearly just they went on vacation and they filmed it, and it's like, isn't this fun? We have GoPros and we're going on water slides, whatever.
the Sandler effect.
Yeah, you can see elements of like
it's a cinema curse.
It's not really like as much a real movie as like it feels kind of like they're making it up as they go.
Flula is also in it, which
that's the most planned thing in cinema history. That's in every film contract. And then the third one, it really feels like they were just sitting around like in a bar, and they were like, wouldn't it be funny if we made like an action movie? Like, and there's karate, and there's like a fucking fight with a frying pan or something where Fat Amy's a spy or something. It's just like They just thought it'd be funny.
It's so stupid.
Like, amongst themselves, and it doesn't... It
no
ruins the lore of Pitch Perfect.
No one's laughing, all right?
And
it
like
ruins the lore.
Yeah, no Jesse, who is my favorite character, which I know is like the most boy thing to say. Like, yeah, my favorite Pitch Perfect character is
Jesse,
the boyfriend who's in it for like 5 minutes. But like,
what about Bumper? Is he in it?
He is. Don't they have a stupid love story, him and Amy?
But I thought that was in the second one.
That isn't. You're right.
Because Bumper's not back in the third one.
Bumper must be back in some capacity.
Is he?
Just they splice in frames of him throughout the film, Fight Club style. You just see it pop up on the screen for a second.
He's just chilling completely nude on the beach, starfishing in the sand. Bumper.
It's not in the background. It's just this
it's got like
screen.
Subliminal letters. Just Bumper.
It's just in the top corner, just the entire movie.
He is the sun.
And it just like I know they were trying to like. You know, like, it's not like they did it by accident that they made it so much more ridiculous, but it just didn't... It feels a lot, again, like an inside joke that we were forced to watch.
Yeah.
I will say, the a cappella rendition of Toxic at the start, big banger.
No, I mean, the music's always good in these, I think.
But in this one, they also introduce instruments, ruining the Pitch Perfect lore! I'm trying to listen to the Pitch Perfect 3 soundtrack, as I do daily, and then suddenly this riff-off comes on, and there's actual instruments. I don't want to hear that
Stupid.
Well, anyway, yeah, Pitch Perfect 3, bit of a big stinker, if you ask me. Sorry, no offense, that was mean. But a bit of a small stinker.
What do you think of it?
Stinker. Sorry.
Right, yeah.
Sorry, Kendrick, you tried. But you should have gotten Jesse back, and Bumper back.
Yeah, please.
Then, let's delete these as we go, because I think, like, okay, I'm not gonna talk about this. Oh, well, here's one. Fantastical Beasticles. Sorry.
Fantastical testicles.
Fantastic Beasts 2, Where to Find...
Two beasting.
Too much beast mode.
It's time to go beast mode.
God. If you have not seen the video of the X-Men Apocalypse crew...
We stopped this program for a special message.
This video is sponsored by the
beast mode.
It's a video of the X-Men Apocalypse crew going beast mode. It's the fucking best video. McAvoy is just fucking, like, losing his mind in the background.
God,
it's the greatest thing.
It's so good.
He looks like he's dying a very painful death.
Yet somehow enjoying it.
Yeah, please look up that video. Anyway.
If not for us, for you.
Fantastic Beasts 2. Look, this one is a little low on the disappointment scale because I didn't have huge expectations for it.
And I hadn't even seen the first one.
Yeah, it was a very stinky Woodies.
Yeah.
For sure, but God, just a very... We've talked about it tons, we won't spend too much time on it, but a very underwhelming, forgettable, poorly paced, and written film.
It's just so confusing in parts.
Yeah. And
like Queenie is bad for some reason, and she's like mind controlling.
Yeah,
I don't even get it.
That. I don't even know what the... Why is there magic? That's not real. It ruins the Pitch Perfect
Who is
lore.
Newt Scamander, and why does he have such a silly name?
Yeah, just a very not good movie, in my opinion, because I know everything, and I'm a genius YouTube reviewer.
Right.
Let's see. Like, Night at the Museum 3 wasn't that bad. I mean, it was just kind of whatever. Cars 2 I was not that excited for.
The whole Cars franchise is just one big disappointment.
Men in Black 2
was pretty good.
Horrendous, but I wasn't that interested in it. I wasn't that excited
What happens in that one? Is that
Rosario
where the
Dawson
woman
comes? And then she's like...
Oh, is that where that's like the shape-shifting woman?
Probably. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen, I think.
It doesn't take itself very seriously, though. Come on.
I wish it was a hardcore drama. Anything different would have been better. Dumb and Dumber 2, I also was not, hugely excited for.
Okay.
Terminator 3, whatever.
All
right, so I think... And we talked about Indiana Jones 4 last week, so let's cut that. So, Quantum of Solace, I've included here because I know I said no franchise films, but this is a very direct follow-up to Casino Royale.
And all the Craig ones are kind of linked, aren't they?
Yeah, and this one picks up, like, literally... It's basically... I mean, one of the problems with the film, I think, is it's basically just an epilogue to Casino Royale. Like, it's kind of just feels like an extra, like, bonus thing. Like, and it's not horrible. It has some very good action.
It's got some good action,
but it has some really bad action as well. It does, really fast cut. Like,
no, it's certainly the worst Craig film we've seen so far.
It feels like I kind of feel like they go in a bit of a pattern where, like, Spectre felt a bit like a worse version of Skyfall. This feels a bit like a worse version of Casino Royale. Like,
and God knows what happens with this fifth one.
Yeah, so I guess
I
it'll
guess
be good.
it'll be good. Following the
mark?
mathematical cycle that's going
Following
on.
the Craig formula. God, also, Casino Royale came out like 15 years ago.
That's
by the time this comes
weird,
out.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it was 2006, right? Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So Craig, good on you for
good on
staying
you.
in shape, my man.
Oh, yeah. My man.
Despite the fact that you wanted to cut your wrists with glass.
God, that was so dramatic.
Yeah, that was
He's
unfortunate.
Like, I'd rather kill myself than go through being James Bond again and get like $100 million.
You are hooey.
That is Huey.
But the villain is pretty unintimidating and lame.
He's very mouse man.
Yeah, well, considering he's a Bond villain, like they're usually like larger than life or interesting, and he's kind of like
They're usually Mikkelsen.
yeah, yeah.
Jimmy, why do you have a parachute? Mads Mikkelsen, get on that parachute. Mr. Doctor. Mr. Doctor.
Who might judge? But he's kind of this like lame Weasley dude who I can't remember exactly, but I believe Craig just beats the piss out of him.
No,
man.
he's
like there's no fight even. It's just like
no, it's well
Craig
he works under
Waltz.
Well, but Mr. White, I believe he's called, right? Like the Danish dude who plays Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so this guy, like, he's more of a connection to the Mr. White franchise.
The Mr. White Burger King franchise. On that, it does feel quite a lot like an interim movie. Like, it's just, like, kind of like an epilogue, a gap bridger, like, like, meh. And it's not... Also, Craig had to write some of it, because it was during the writer's strike. Goodness. Punishment in a court of law. Craig has to write part of your film.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it was during the writer's strike, so Craig is like, yeah, I had to like write shit. And I was like,
He's never learned how to write before.
He's like, I'm not good at this. I shouldn't be doing this. So considering that,
that catastrophe,
it's a
pretty good movie.
It's maybe the best film ever made. But also, it is a bit like choppy, and it does feel a bit like it was written during a writer's strike. I don't know. You know, it has some good stuff in it, but
yeah,
not great. Turns out I'm wrong. It wasn't written during the writer's strike.
It was just written by Craig.
Then, I mean, I'll throw this in not because I was super excited for it, but Despicable Me 3.
I don't think I've seen it even.
It's where Gru has a twin brother.
Oh, is that the one?
Called Gorg or something. Yeah, no, it's just a very irritating movie.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
Because I love the first one because I saw it as a kid.
And the second one's got Vector being just all weird with his, like...
Second one? Vector's not in the second one.
Yes, he is.
What?
Vector, isn't that the orange dude?
Yeah, he's not in the second one.
I thought that was the second one.
That's the first one.
No.
Yeah, dude, don't test my despicable knowledge. It's a new game show. Test your despicable knowledge.
Then what happens in the second one?
There's the
woman.
Yeah, and then who is it? The Mexican dude. Remember
Vector.
Gru.
Gorg.
And he has a chicken that does his bidding. I kind of enjoyed it because I was also young at the time.
Oh my god! So Vector's actually the main villain in the first one.
Yes, he ends up on the moon. Remember?
Well, I remember everything about him, but I just thought it was the second one.
God, where you been, man?
Theoretically, isn't Gru his own villain in this story?
True. Like on a psychological level.
No. Gru. No, not true. It's Gru.
God.
Psychological level.
2-hour film analysis? The psyche of Gru?
God, that is something you never want to watch.
But yeah, no, just it's also, there's definitely a part of it because, I'm older now, and I love the first one because I saw it when I was 8, but I still think it's a pretty solid kids movie. This one is just kind of, a bit Pitch Perfect-esque. It's just a bit, gimmicky, and they're kind of like, let's just do something stupid and have Gorg in it.
Have Gorg.
And yeah, it's just not great. Then, It 2, I guess we can kind of skip because...
It 2, well, I wasn't truly not very good.
It was not good, but I wasn't, dying to see it.
No, I mean, I didn't find the first one all that amazing either. But, the second one, the way it ended was just...
Soap its own ass.
It's
deep down, we're all losers.
Yeah, well...
Especially you two podcasters in the audience.
Well, so, in the first one, how is it they beat him in the first one?
They, get a Gatling gun. No.
They're like, oh, we're not afraid of you.
Yeah.
But then in the second one...
They do the same thing, basically.
they just bully him. Like,
Yeah.
surely you know by now. You absolute moronic fools.
But I guess they forgot because the magic of dairy. Yeah.
They're all lactose intolerant. Yo, Jimmy, you got the parachute?
And the last one I put here, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this one. The Hobbit Twa.
Twa.
The Hobbit 3. What do you think of this one?
I don't even know if I've seen this one, honestly.
I don't know if it's a show-channel.
Because I think well, is this the Battle of the Five Armies? Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? I must have seen it then. I could have missed it.
Because the first Hobbit is kind of...
You are the first Hobbit.
The first one, it's a bit... It's okay.
I think the first one's the best one.
Well, I'm a really big fan of the second one, The Desolation of Smaug.
Personally, I'm really passionate about Smaug.
Every first date. So before we get started,
What are your thoughts on Smaug? It's alright. I'm sorry, I have to go build my Smaug Lego model now.
leather model.
Lego. God, a Smaug leather model. That sounds horrific.
God, that'd be so questionable if you walk into this room and have a leather construct of Smaug just big enough for a person to fit inside of. I'm sorry, I'll cut that up. It's gotten very bad.
You show up to your next date wearing Smaug?
God, so I'm a big fan of that movie. I think it's great. And then the third one is it broke me. No, it's just a very...
Yeah, well, being a fan of Smaug, it's not good that he literally dies in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
That would f me up.
That would...
Smaug! Stand up and scream.
You salute the being that was Smaug.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. But I mean, this movie, it does feature the iconic Legolas running up,
beating physics.
You must have seen it, because you've referenced that multiple times. So there's no way you just knew that in your soul.
I don't know, I dream of things.
You would think it'd be, like,
okay.
exciting because, it's just basically a movie of battles. But I think it's the problem with these Hobbit films is the first one is just, like, too much of a setup. And the middle one is, like, a good mix of everything.
That one's amazing.
That one's smoke. And then the last one is all payoff, and it's too, like, I don't know, it doesn't do it in the same way of, like, an Endgame or Deathly Hallows Part 2, where it just kind of feels a bit exhausting. I think also, like, I mean, obviously it's an amazing visual effects accomplishment, but, like, it is a bit CGI-y. Like, it doesn't have the same Lord of the Rings battles feel.
Like, and they've de-aged Legolas, haven't they?
Maybe. Well, the guy who plays Legolas' dad is younger than Orlando Bloom, which is kind of awkward. Yeah, it's not... I can't remember it being, like, emotionally resonant. I can't remember a ton about it. It was just kind of a bit of a meh.
Bit of a stinker.
And considering I'm such a big Smaug fan...
I see how you were let down.
Yeah. Do you have any more? Because that's
I don't think so.
I mean, we can always do a sequel as we're known to do.
All right, we are sequel men.
Let's just pull up a little bit of a... Well, now it's time for...
The Tom Cnews.
I think you mean...
The Tom Cnews. Can we get some Tom Cnews up in here? Thank you very much.
Can we get some... So...
Is Tom Cruise a billionaire?
Okay, that's our Tom Cnews for today. What do you want to guess? Yes or no?
I'm
No offense.
surprised he's not on the richest man list in the world.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
Because that's not
Net worth $500 million, though.
570 million.
Not bad, Cruise.
Bit of a shout, you know.
He's an American producer and film actor from New York. He's from New
Third
York.
richest actor in the world.
Who's the most? I swear, Downey was once the highest paid.
No, yeah, but that changes every year. I think Ooh, okay, who do you want to guess? First of all, I just want to say this comes from The Wealthy Gorilla, which is definitely George's rap name.
The wealthy gorilla.
Who do you want to guess is number one? I'm gonna guess it's not Stallone. Who's
No,
featured
okay,
here, no offense.
I'm gonna guess. I will say.
I know this might sound weird, but Jackie Chan is always weirdly on top of all of these lists. I don't know. Well, let's see. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Number one is number 20.
Number 20 is
Brad Pitt.
300. I'm gonna guess.
I'll be honest. I was gonna guess him for number one, so I'm really glad I didn't do that. Okay.
Well,
I think number one. I think it might be like either The Rock or Ryan Reynolds. I know that's a stupid. It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be something really weird, but.
Wait, okay. Let me.
Like it's gonna be like the kid from Iron Man 3 or something. Like that's what it's gonna be. All right, I'll just slowly scroll as you think. Okay, it's not the Hanks.
Morgan Freeman. Oh, there's.
Hey,
Chan.
Jackie Chan. See, okay, he was on there. Number 13 though. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Jack Nicholson is a bit of a shout, you know.
Sandler.
Jesus, Sandler.
Mel. Robert.
So Tom Cruise. Ooh.
Okay.
Number 2.
Surely Dwayne's up here.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay.
Indian actor, not familiar.
Jamie Gertz.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Is an American actress and investor known for her early roles. Okay, well, it's not. Okay, well, that's not from movies, is it? Nobody has ever watched a movie with Jamie Gertz.
I've never heard of Jamie Gertz. $3 billion. It's kind of like how they said Conor McGregor is the highest paid athlete, and it's like
that's all from brand deals.
It's all from his and his whiskey. Like 10% of it's from fighting. So okay, Jamie Gertz, we're going to disqualify you, and then so I guess Shah
Rukh Khan is an Indian actor from New Delhi.
Okay, so he's number 1. Tom Cruise number 2.
Tom Cruise, highest paid Hollywood actor.
Highest paid, yeah, because he's Bollywood, the king of Bollywood. So highest paid Hollywood actor, Tom Cruise.
Very cool.
Big moves from Cruise.
I was gonna ask you. You know how with the whole Conor McGregor thing. Do fighters get do they have a salary that each month they receive something, or is it only when they fight?
I think they may get no, I think it's only when they fight. I'm not saying that I know that for a fact, but because there's also always a lot of talk about fighter pay, but yeah, you get a show fee, then a win bonus, and then you can get a bonus if you have performance of the night. You get 50,000 or knockout of the night, or fight of the night. So yeah, but so that was the Tom Cnews, and now it's time for the announcements and such. Take it away, us, in a few days, because this was recorded on June 10th. All right. And we're back for the announcements and such segment. I got Freddie on the line.
God damn.
We're back. Now we do have to start with a classic YouTuber apology video kind of vibe.
Let's address the elephant in the room here.
Yeah. Last week there was in fact no podcast, which I know led to.
I believe it was 6 nationwide lockdowns across the world.
Yeah, I believe they called it the Great Depression 2.
World War III almost started.
But yeah, it was just the perfect storm of bad timing, because I was super busy with various things, you were super busy with various things, and then I was traveling, then you were traveling, so it was just...
We're busy men, guys, right?
Yeah, we got lives, believe it or not, which I know is hard to believe for 2 podcasters, but yeah, so that being said, first week we've missed, I think in several months, which is pretty...
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
It's kind of impressive. I won't lie.
So if anything,
this is supposed to be us apologizing.
Yeah.
Now we're slapping ourselves on the back, saying how great we are.
yeah, if anything, you guys should congratulate us for missing a week.
Yeah, you're lucky you got that much.
But yeah, we're back, and hopefully we'll be able to keep the week-to-week content coming for a while. At least the summer, I hope. But so yeah, that's why. Sorry, but we're back now.
Okay.
On to the announcements and such for this week. First of all, Anson Hartzler asked on Pod 88 if we've seen Gravity Falls. He highly recommends it. He says it's like the Mitchells versus the Machines. Have you seen Gravity Falls?
Gravity Falls? I don't think so. Let's see here.
It's like an animated show. I've seen a bunch of stuff about it, but I've never actually seen the show. Yeah.
No. I know. I've seen pictures of this, but no. It looks kind of annoying, I won't lie.
Wow, well, Anson is now heartbroken. He's Hartzler broken? God, I'm good. We really didn't miss a week.
Good thing we took a break, because otherwise all this comedy would just overloaded people.
But I've heard so many good things about it, and yeah, it kind of, I guess maybe deceptively doesn't look that Like, I thought it was just kind of like a, regular kids show that's sort of on TV during the daytime or whatever, but it apparently is a very good show, I've heard, so I would not mind checking it out. It's also on Disney Plus, I think. So then also he said he referenced Green Eyes, and he said he has an essay to do in 2 days, but he's commenting about a show that he loves on a podcast, and I just enjoyed my work being referenced in such a way, and I hope you got the essay done in the end, but cool reference.
Otherwise, still cool beans to you.
But yeah, no, great comment. Thank you, Anson. Then some comments on Pod 89. Movie Guy says, reminder, you have another 11 weeks to start working out for the arm wrestle on episode 100. So we should start building hype for the epic clash of the century that will be happening.
That's awkward, isn't it?
Well, we have already filmed it. We have in fact already filmed it. But there may or may not be multiple trials of manliness in episode 100. But we'll see.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but
the climactic one of which is is very anticlimactic.
Wait, are you talking about the arm wrestling or something else?
I'm talking about certain things that involve staring.
Oh, yeah. There may or may not be a staring contest. It's the ultimate test of manliness, I guess. But yeah, so get excited for episode 100. I think it's gonna be a fun one. Then Lawrence Mason asks, was Freddie thinking of the Yogscast? They're a UK YouTube group from back in the day.
That's the one. That is the one. Yogscast.
Good.
Brilliant.
Good shout from Lawrence. So Smosh Logscast. Lawscast? Yogscast.
Lostcast?
God.
Found Lawrence McKenna's house.
God. A place no man returns from. Anurag said, fun fact, India banned Temple of Doom for a while. And when they play the Indiana Jones films, they never play Temple, which, yeah, because we talked about how there's some insensitive stuff in there, which that was an interesting fact. And Alexis says, I literally just saw the last 2 movies that I needed to see the saga to see of the saga to hear this episode. Now I understand the hype for The Last Crusade and the disappointment of Crystal Skull. Great episode. So he straight up went out and watched movies for the pod. Great stuff, Alexis. Thank you. That's a cool thing. And you got to experience an amazing film and a very bad one. So, there's that.
And a brilliant podcast.
Yeah, that was the bad one I was referring to. Then Movie Boy sent in a very good video that he made, which is the Poorly Planned Podcast Out of Context. So it's a compilation of out of context clips of us.
Can you send this to me?
I will send it to you. It made me laugh quite hard because, yeah, I mean, and also credits to him for going through the episodes and finding all these absolutely terrible clips of us. It's about like 1 minute, 30 seconds. It's very good. So I'll send it over to you and I'll put it in right now. If I had had a water bottle, I would have chucked it at their skulls so fast.
I want his skin.
Oh, it's all for the money. But aviators are back. The need for speed. I was like, let me tweet. And then,
Isn't he the red guy?
yes, he's the.
God
damn it, man. Can you not turn off your phone for 1 second? Who is it? Is it your dad? Why is Papa Freddy calling you right now? And then he held up a sign that said, I'm sorry for flipping you off.
But then, at times,
Kind of like
there'd be a good Barbie movie, and then sometimes you'd stay home from Brown Hill. Middaisy.
Shoe jack him. Is Jim Cummings always Winnie the Pooh? Now, you'll note that I don't have any notes for any of these movies.
Except for this one, which is Krasinski. Fools be fools.
Pros be pros.
Bitches be crazy.
Andy Serkis's Jungle Book movie is rated PG-13 for bloody images and dark balloons. Everyone's like, I love this trailer, but why is Johnny in there?
What?
Just suddenly George comes on the screen, and everyone left.
Yeah, they can't hurt us.
Oh, God.
The master comes in with a gun.
I got in a little bit of that Luigi pinch. Well, if she has to be naked, I'll be naked too.
I'll murder people if they're
my
justified.
Enemies. Okay. I want my bullet. Pinocchio, how can you kidding? What? We kick him, he falls apart. He's a fucking marionette doll or whatever. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Movie Boy, for sending that over. If you want to send stuff in, we're on... Oh, no, we talk about... we have the email in the outro, actually. Never mind. You don't get to hear that yet. Oh, and also the fan page. I almost forgot. How could I?
No.
Although, to be fair, I don't know if there's anything posted as of late.
Fair.
No, yeah, I think we talked about this. It had the... Yeah, no, I think we talked about those last time. But... You should follow the fan pages, and because also there are, stories posted there with, like, There are polls about different stuff. There's news. There are fun things. And then there are memes posted. So follow the fan pages linked down below. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we're on YouTube, Poorly Planned Podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the like button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. It'd be great and very cool. So please subscribe.
That would be so cool.
Tell your friends to subscribe. And yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, can we pull a PewDiePie right now?
Yeah.
We're 7 off.
So yeah, please subscribe and spread the word. Subscribe. I mean, don't spread the word obnoxiously, but 1,000 subs. Come on, we can do that.
That's not bad. Not bad.
So yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening. Now back to us. Back to the normal episode. Thank you very much for listening. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
Find me on Twitter at FTK Space Gaming. No, that's not even right. FTK_Adult You can find me on YouTube at FTK Space Gaming and on Instagram at F Dalgard.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Independence Day 2.
Just had to ruin my mood one more time.